The first time I saw her, I didn't realize I was staring into the face of a ruler, an entire civilization's leader. The vessel I had been assigned to board was unlike anything I had encountered in my career as a deep space envoy. Its metallic surface gleamed like liquid mercury, and the air around it vibrated faintly, as if the ship itself were alive. I had been sent to negotiate peace, or at least a truce, with the alien race that called themselves the Thrillians. I approached the airlock, my boots clicking against the cold metal corridor. The hatch hissed open, revealing a chamber bathed in pale violet light. At its center, on a platform suspended above what seemed like a gravity field, sat a being both humanoid and utterly alien. Her skin shimmered with a subtle iridescence, her limbs elongated but elegantly proportioned. Her eyes were the color of molten silver, reflecting everything around them with unsettling clarity. "You may enter," she said, her voice a melodic vibration that seemed to resonate directly in my skull. I swallowed hard, stepping forward cautiously. "I am Envoy Ryland Thorne, representing the United Federation of Planets." The alien queen tilted her head slightly, as if weighing my words. "Ryland Thorne," she repeated, savoring the syllables. "I have heard of you." I froze. Not because I was afraid, but because I realized she knew far more about me than I had anticipated. My training had taught me to expect the unexpected, but not this, an alien queen with knowledge that spanned more than the borders of her own star system. I began, unsure of what to say next. Negotiations were supposed to be formal, controlled. Yet I felt something strange, something personal, threading through the air between us. She studied me silently, and then, without warning, she extended a slender hand. "Come closer, Rylan. There is no need for formalities here." I approached cautiously, aware of every instinct screaming at me to stay back, to maintain the protocol I had drilled for months. But something in her gaze, a mix of curiosity and challenge, pulled me forward. "Why are you here?" she asked, voice softer now. "To negotiate a truce," I replied, carefully. "Your species has been aggressive toward our exploration teams. The Federation wants peace." Her eyes narrowed slightly, silver irises flashing. "Peace," she repeated. "Do you understand the word you use? Or do you only parrot it as your species does?" "I understand," I said earnestly. "We want coexistence, not conquest. That is why I am here." She leaned back slightly, her form shifting as if to stretch or perhaps to measure me. "Your words are simple, yet your posture tells me you are hiding something. You are not merely an envoy, are you?" I hesitated. Her perception was unnerving, yet I could not back down. "I am someone who believes in solutions that avoid war." "Ah," she whispered, almost to herself. "Solutions." Then she looked directly at me again. "You are bold. Many of your kind would not dare to enter my chamber unarmed, unshielded. You risk much, Ryland Thorne." I nodded. "I do not come with weapons. Only words." She smiled then, faintly, and it was enough to make my chest tighten. "Words," she said again, like tasting the concept. "Perhaps that is why I will accept your offer." I blinked. "My offer?" "Yes," she said. "The offer you do not know you are making." I frowned. I don't understand." Her laughter was a cascade of silver bells. "You do not realize that in coming here, you offer something far greater than any treaty, your courage, your presence, your willingness to trust. That is what I accept." The room seemed to shimmer with energy, the violet light flickering as if in celebration. My mind raced. Was she playing some diplomatic game? Or had I genuinely stumbled into something beyond comprehension? I was not offering. "But you were," she interrupted, her eyes softening. The offer was in every step you took, every careful word you spoke, every hesitation that revealed your honesty. You offered yourself, Rylan, and I accept. The weight of her words pressed down on me. I had expected tension, perhaps a standoff, maybe even combat. But this was something entirely different. A connection that transcended species, customs, and expectations. Why me? I asked quietly. Why accept this from a human? Why not? She replied, her gaze piercing. Your kind is fragile, yes. Yet in that fragility, there is something we value. You act without the certainty that victory is guaranteed. That is rare among the stars. We stood in silence for a long moment, the hum of the ship filling the void. Then she gestured to the platform around us. Walk with me, she said. I followed as she moved gracefully, her form gliding rather than stepping. The chamber expanded around us, revealing more of the ship. Gardens of luminescent plants, streams of liquid light flowing in impossible patterns, creatures that defied my understanding of biology moving gracefully along the walls. You see, she said, our worlds are not so different, Rylan. We seek beauty, we seek survival, we seek connection. Yet where we differ is that we do not fear the unknown, not in the same way your species does. I glanced at her, unsure if I was speaking or merely thinking aloud. I suppose we fear loss more than the unknown. Yes, she said. Loss is a heavy anchor. But here, now with you, I feel possibility. And that is why I accept your offer. The words echoed in my mind, twisting and reshaping everything I had believed about diplomacy, about alien races, about myself. I wanted to speak, to respond, but the right words seemed to dissolve the moment I tried to grasp them. Instead, I did the only thing I could. I allowed the silence to speak for me. She stopped at the edge of a platform overlooking a vast expanse of glowing flora. Rylan Thorne, she said softly, this is only the beginning. You will learn that alliances are built not only through words but through trust, through shared experiences. And now through acceptance. Her gaze held mine, and for a heartbeat, the universe itself seemed to pause. Then she reached out, and I realized she was not inviting me to fight, nor to negotiate, nor to submit, but simply to join her. I took her hand, and the connection was instantaneous, electric, yet grounding. I felt as if the stars themselves had aligned to bring us to this moment, a moment unanticipated, yet inevitable. You understand then, she said, that what we begin here is unprecedented? I think I do, I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. Good, she said, and there was a glimmer of humor in her tone. Then let us proceed. Rylan Thorne, envoy of the Federation, and now something more. Perhaps even friends. Perhaps even allies of a kind neither of us has encountered. And in that instant, the tension that had clung to my every thought melted. I realized that the galaxy was vast, filled with dangers and wonders I could scarcely imagine. But here, in the presence of the alien queen, I felt a rare certainty that sometimes the right choice was simply to trust, to offer oneself fully, and to accept the unexpected. Her laughter, soft and melodic, filled the chamber as we moved forward together. And though the universe beyond was uncertain, dangerous, and unforgiving, I understood something I had never known, that courage and honesty, offered without pretense, could reshape the destiny of worlds. The alien queen had thought I was making an offer, and I had, in the simplest, most human way possible, offered everything I could. And she had accepted. That acceptance, fragile yet unbreakable, marked the beginning of a new era, not just for diplomacy, but for understanding, connection, and perhaps even something more extraordinary, trust between species, born not of necessity, but of choice. As we stood together, hand in hand, I realized that some negotiations are not conducted through words alone. They are conducted through presence, through courage, through the simple act of being. And that was an offer she could not refuse. The galaxy outside remained wild and uncertain. But inside the chamber, beneath the violet glow of her ship, I understood one immutable truth. Sometimes, the most powerful treaties are the ones that cannot be written, only felt. And in her acceptance, I found not only alliance, but a profound, enduring hope.